Hello everyone, how are you? This is Mohammad Fahimbinamin and today I am going to solve another problem using C++ programming language. But if you are not new to this playlist, and then most probably you have already know that in this playlist I try to solve the problems using C++, Java, Python and in various programming language. But if you can understand the code concept of solving that problem, I mean the pseudocode, then you can solve those problems using any other programming languages you want. All right, so let's start. So for example, I'm gonna solve this problem using C++ programming language, but first of all, let me provide the question first. So the question is, you have to, let me write it down here. You have to take a character as input from the user every time until the user types Q. Let me modify the question like this. You have to take a character as input from the user and print that in the console every time until the user types Q. All right. So from here I can understand that I actually don't have any termination point until getting Q. For example, I am giving the user a great opportunity to type anything he or she wants, but within a single character, and I have to print that out. But I have to stop the program only then when the user types Q. So I actually don't have any idea when the user would type Q or after how much iterations the user might type Q. I don't understand, right? So as I don't understand that, I cannot say for sure that after second or third time the user might type Q, or after 11th or 12th time the user might type Q, and for that reason I have to terminate the program after 11th or 12th time. I don't know that, right? But I can know this much, that the user might take a very long time until he or she presses Q, right? So for that reason I can simply use an infinite loop. All right, and I have to make sure that in that infinite loop, when that loop would get terminated, when the code would receive a Q from the user. All right, so let me solve this first. So this is my header file, include IO string, the basic header file, and I'm gonna using namespace std, sorry, like this, and this is my main function. And please be careful that the question says that the code would take input from the user anything but as a character, so that the user might give a special character like question mark, hash, asterisk symbol, ampersand sign, or anything else. The user might give alphabet, a capital alphabet or a small alphabet letter, and the user might also give digits, but we have to handle those using characters. So for that reason, let me use a character variable, let's say character ch, the variable's name, and I am prompting the user that enter any character, then I can also say press Q to terminate the program, like this. All right, and the user will give me any character and I have to assign the value in my ch variable, right? So I have to mention it here that whatever the user is giving me, I have to assign that to this ch variable. So console in ch, right? And now I have to run an infinite loop, and in that infinite loop I would say while 1, that means it has already become an infinite loop, and in that infinite loop I have to print the character which the user has already provided me. So I can simply say the character that you provided is ch and a new line like this. But before printing out, I have to check whether the character is a queue or not, because if I get queue from the user, I have to simply terminate the program, right? So I can simply say it like this: if ch becomes queue, what you have to do, you can simply print this message: you have commanded to quit the program, and now I have to quit the program like this. All right, so this is the solution, but if you want, you can also add a return 0 here. All right, and let me simply check this code first. So run code, let's say enter any character, press q to terminate the program. Fine. 5. Oops, I have done a terrible mistake, because I have taken the character as input from the user outside the while loop, but I have to do that inside the while loop because I want to get an input each time the while loop iterates. All right, so let me test it again. Enter any character, let's say 5. The character that you provided is 5. The character that you provided is 5. Sorry. Let me shift this console out from here inside this while loop. Then it would make sense, right? Let me run it again. Enter any character, let's say S. The character that you provided is S. Enter any character, press Q to terminate the program. 8. Cool. Then hash. Cool. Then at rate of. Cool. Ampersand sign. Cool. Capital F. Right. And let's say I am providing small q. It terminates the program. All right. But let me show you something more. If I give capital Q, it won't terminate the program because C++ language is a case-sensitive language and it detects the capital Q and the small q as two different alphabet. I mean, two different characters. All right. So if you want to terminate the program, whether the user inputs a small q or capital Q, I have to mention that. Let me show you how it works. Press a small q or capital Q. It's optional, complete optional. I am simply specifying the user that whether he or she provides a small q or capital Q, the program would get terminated. So I would change my condition here. If the user give a small q or if the user give a capital Q, the program would get terminated. All right, let me simply run it again. So G, cool, 5, capital Q, it works. And let me simply run it again. This time a small q, it works. So that's it. I hope you can understand the problem. If you do, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and if you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you want, you can follow me in GitHub, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and in any other platform you want. I would provide all of the link in this video's description box. So thank you everyone, and I will see you in another video. Till then, ta-da!